today. From State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, this is Madden Football on EA Sports. Arizona Cardinals taking on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers.
Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Set and ready to get us started, and off we go now from State Farm Stadium, taking it about the 1. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, Herbert. Man open left side, it's Williams. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 41-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a toss running left, Eckler. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
the chain, 2nd and 13. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know you got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it and finished the play off.
4th down, and on is Ty Long to punt. Deep for the Cardinals, Christian Kirk. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The Cardinals now getting set to go offensively, and it'll be the dual-threat quarterback Kyler Murray leading the way.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On 2nd and 9, Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Third and 2, and here's Murray. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. It'll be an Arizona 1st down on a gain of 17.
Well, one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Murray. They'll set up the screen to Drake. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
On 3rd and short, Drake. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
A couple of first downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Their confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray steps away. And he's going to keep it here. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
I'll tell you, if you lined up Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson for a foot race, I think Kyler Murray might just be a bit faster, and boy, was he moving there. Incredible.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play, and then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off, and he just kept gaining momentum with every step.
And if you look at the next-gen stats, you'll see that he topped out at an even 21 miles an hour.
On 1st down, Drake. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beat. That means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Drake. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Murray on 3rd down. The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Now the former Sun Devil, Zane Gonzalez, for the field goal try. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Nothing.
The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's 1st down from the 42. Back to throw here, Herbert. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Herbert. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Henry's got it, out on the left side. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Herbert now. And right side, Henry's got it. And he'll go down at the 28. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Running on 1st down, Eckler down to the 25. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Herbert. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3. But now it's 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. And he fires one that's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cardinals take over first down at the 12-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. Just to be on the same side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
That's the end of the first quarter.
No score after one on EA Sports. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Rolling to his left. He's going to take off with it.
That's good for a Cardinals.
Well, that was something to behold there. You might expect runs like that from a kick returner or wide receiver, but that's your quarterback hitting top speed.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
This up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 2nd down, it's Drake, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down." They love being physical.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running, it's Drake. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal 1st down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now. That's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They'll run on 1st down. Drake, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Second and 11. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. Caught left side, Hopkins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a draw play with Drake, and he still has yet to get on track in this 1st half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the 1st half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Murray going to run play action with Drake and look to throw it.
Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is Drake.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Second and 11 now.
They'll run with Drake. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Shotgun now from Murray. The Charger D making things difficult, and it's 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, this from 34. Gonzalez's kick is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0.
Chargers, nothing.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off.
This will make it into the end zone, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. LA set to take over again on offense.
And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll set up to throw it.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. Trey Kirkpatrick, the cornerback, up to make the stop.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A first down there on a pick at the 25. Gun, Eckler running it, and not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
That's a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Operating from the gun, Herbert. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler, and he is going to lose yardage here. Give the credit there to Jordan Phillips, getting in the backfield for the tackle for loss.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on 2nd down. He'll get this to Eckler. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. We'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job. So on 4th down, on comes the Charger kicker, Michael Badgley.
A 29-yard attempt.
Badgley's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3.
3-3.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
is all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. On the return, here's Edmonds. Able to spin free. And they're going to get inside the 40 to 27. Kyler Murray going to lead the Cardinals back out on offense.
And he's been busy with his feet. He's been quite the scrambling man.
And obviously that can break down a defense, but a lot of it is just that they just get trapped with worrying about it so much that other things break down as well. You know, you break the huddle, and you're not just playing what comes out at you. You're like, oh, God, don't let him outside of the pocket. Don't let him beat us with his legs. And then he starts to beat you other ways.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settle.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time.
You know, in these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Murray, and he's going to go down again. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Running from the shotgun with Dre. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Called a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers ready to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He's going to look downfield for Henry. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And now it's 2nd down.
I'm looking at this one with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
He's going to take another shot here. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught at the 25. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards.
Well, he's definitely a big target out there, listed at 6'4", and he used every one of those extra inches to go up and make that catch.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air again, Herbert. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Not too much to show you scoring-wise in that first half. Just a couple of field goals make up all the scoring. But the teams are ready to go at half number 2. So to bring it your way, let's get right back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. They'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Murray. Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Good job starting on that scramble. Had his eyes on that first down marker, CD, but lost the most important thing, the football.
Yeah, wasn't quite there. Focused solely on getting to the first down marker. Forgot to cover up and take care of the ball.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Room here to run. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, 50 yards. And the Chargers have taken the lead.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category. That deserves a couple exclamation points.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you, and let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to it. That's not how football works, but he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
I'm a switch team. What are you doing?
Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. From the gun, he'll set up to throw.
He'll try and run it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. Now he'll pull it down. He'll get just a yard on the scramble in 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
He's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Linval Joseph able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Now Murray. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Here's Andy Lee now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
L.A. readies for its next possession.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 26.
From the shotgun, he'll throw.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick. They will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. As the kick's away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
And the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
At the 31-yard line. Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
It's a gain of 7.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack.
CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line, and these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Herbert has it knocked free. And the Cardinals have got it. Go the other way. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score. Final recovery touchdown for Arizona. So many times, tight games decided by one big play. A lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
The football going back to the Rams now.
And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at the 20. And right away, he'll look to throw.
And this complete to Henry over the middle.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big...
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Jordan Phillips in there to bury him for a loss of 11. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Herbert.
He dumps it to Eckler underneath.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Ty Long now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. 1st down, Murray. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
So out come the Chargers. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The homies can trade your outfit.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4.
Herbert. His throw incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Yards to go.
They were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And he's got it. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I have to think that the wheels are really spinning in their play caller's mind now. They had a little setback there on 1st down. They'll have 3 more shots if that's what it takes because they've got to take field goals out of their thought process. They need a touchdown and a conversion to tie this game. What play calls does he have on that sheet?
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Once more, here's Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The 1st down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
Badgley on for the extra point. And he gets it to go, and we're all even. 17 apiece. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run.
Our 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now Kyler Murray ready to get back under center.
And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You've got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 26.
He starts by handing this off to Drake.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd down and 4. Murray throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and it's 3rd and 4.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It'll be an Arizona 1st down on a gain of 17. Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's Drake. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
From just shy of midfield, Murray to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Murray. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. To throw again. Herbert. That's into the hands of Eckler. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
And part of the top game in the fourth quarter, you have both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
First down now. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Herbert. His throw's going to be incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start the drive with Drake. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Right back to Drake. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
All right, partner, I'm a defender. I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Linval Joseph getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. Shotgun now from Murray. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? This defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Herbert. And his throw here is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And another one thrown incomplete.
The certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. He brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. In a tie game, fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The football going back over to Arizona now. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick six hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the fourth. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Murray trying again after the pick six. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To throw again on 2nd down. Murray throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Murray. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going
going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing again, Murray. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Looks like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now we get to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
Now we're in a 1st down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Murray again. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray going deep for Hopkins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Operating from the gun, Murray. And this is going to be incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going for it. It's Murray. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. To throw is Murray. Oh, no, he lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And the touchdown at PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line. It's good to see you out there, baby.
LA set to take over again on offense. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now it's Herbert. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Herbert now to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it up. They will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Their own 26-yard line.
Herbert and the Chargers down by 7, 26 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Four receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. Herbert. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
15, incomplete.
Now's the time. Don't give us that.
It's 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now Herbert. He's got a man complete.
Bring it.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
31.
Going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.